Tonight we are opening some football and some basketball. We're going to bust into a half case of Leaf Valiant football, 2017 Leaf Valiant football. We're going to get into a half case of 2017 Absolute football. And then we're also going to open some 2017-2018 Panini Contenders basketball. So all three breaks that we have on schedule for tonight are half case breaks. So that kind of gives you a brief overview of what we're going to open. A couple of little housekeeping notes here while I'm putting the spreadsheet up. And the first one of those has to do with shipping. A lot of you know I had a death in the family last week, so I'm a bit behind on the shipping. I am making strides and catching up, but I am still not caught up yet. So on the things that we are opening tonight, know that I'm going to get them to you as quickly as I can. It did take a couple of nights this week with no breaks, which will hopefully get me caught back up and on schedule again pretty soon. First up, 6 boxes of 2017 Leaf Valiant football. This is half case break number 3. Our eBay end date, of course, 9/12/17. Our live stream schedule Tuesday, 9/12/10/15 Eastern. That is right now. You're going to see a couple of things over here on teams and winning bidders. There are a handful of teams that say not listed for sale, like the Arizona Cardinals here, for example. That's because I got an email from someone who told me that there were certain teams they didn't think had hits in here. So I did not really have the time in the past few days to do any deep diving in that, but I'm sure he's correct. He's usually very good about stuff like that, so I just did not list those teams for sale. And then, of course, there was one team you saw up there that says no bids buyback. That's the Falcons. And if anything were to come out for the Falcons, that would just stay here with me, since that is an orphan team that no one gave it a home. So what we're going to do, this is a brand new case of, whoops, did I just run into the camera? Yes, I did. Let's try that again. This is a brand new case of Leaf Valiant. So I'm going to open it up and take out all of the boxes, even though we're only going to open a portion of them tonight. I'm going to take all 12 out, and I will number them on the end, and then random.org can decide for us which 6 we open tonight versus which six will be opened a little bit later on. If you haven't opened Valiant before, it's actually a pretty cool product. Each of these boxes will have at least one rookie card that is graded, and it will be graded at least a 9.5 or higher. There are some black label 10s in here, which is of course the best that you can get. And we've pulled one. We have pulled one out of some of our other breaks, so they do exist in the wild, not just in theory. But everything is at least graded 9.5 or higher on the one graded card that we will pull. And then aside from the graded card, we'll also have, I think it is 3 additional rookie signatures in there, if I'm remembering that correctly. So everything's pretty low numbered as well in Valiant. It's a limited product. You know, they don't make reasonable amounts of it, so the stuff that's in here is all pretty low numbered, and it's nice. It's a nice product. So I'm going to hit random here, and we're going to then take the first 6 numbers that come up will be the ones that we open tonight. So that looks like it is going to be box 7, 10, 3, 5, 1, and 2 are the boxes that we will open in this particular break. So let me just grab those. And then the rest of them, of course, we'll open the next time. 7, 10, and we need 5. And then 3, and 1 and 2. Okay. So that's going to be our 6 for tonight. The other 6 will come later. And remember, of course, on these that we're pulling out of here tonight, these will go to the team that drafted the player. And if for some reason the player was not initially drafted, but they have subsequently signed with the team, it will go to the team that they signed with. Because there are a handful of those that were not initially drafted but have signed in the interim. But the majority of them are going to come out for rookies that are signed. But there are a few little odds and ends in there. And of course, all of that stuff, as well as a whole bunch of similar things, you can find in the listing description. There's an area down at the bottom that's called Special Circumstances, and it outlines how all kinds of different stuff is handled, including what we do with cards that have players in collegiate uniforms and all that fun stuff. It's really just about any scenario you can think of is covered somewhere in that Special Circumstances area. And occasionally that's updated, you know, if we come across some new and unusual thing that hasn't happened before. Sometimes I have to add to that area or clarify something, but for the most part it does a pretty good job, I think, of covering what could possibly happen. All right. So, for those of you who have just jumped in, which I see there are a handful, shipping on this stuff, again, guys, I'm still getting caught back up from having gotten behind last week due to the death in the family. I will get this out to you as soon as I possibly can, but unfortunately I can't give you an exact date yet, but I will get it to you as quickly as I can. And if you missed me saying it, anything that comes out of here, this is going to the team that drafted the player originally. Even if they traded them later, it goes to the team that originally drafted the player. If they went undrafted, it will go to the team that they subsequently signed with. That's just a little advertising card thing. So first out is Corey Clement, and that one is numbered 250. And you know what I just realized? I didn't change the autofocus, and that's going to drive me and you crazy. So we're going to take it off of autofocus and try this again, see if that works a little better. Corey Clement, 250. Stacy Coley is 225. A redemption, and who is our redemption for? Where does it say on here? Did I look past it? I'm sure I did. Oh, Kareem Hunt. Nice one. The Chiefs are happy pulling that after he had such a good game against the Patriots the other night. So that one we know goes off to the Chiefs with the Kareem Hunt. Oh, how about a little Trubisky? Nice graded Trubisky hit for the Bears. 9.5 gem mint on the card and 10 for the autograph, and that one is numbered 215. Nice way to start off with a Kareem Hunt and a Trubisky coming out. Another one of our little advertising cards. We're going to have basically one of those in every box that we open. Devion Smith, numbered 225. Deonta Foreman, numbered 250. A little Pat Mahomes, as the Chiefs just keep racking it up there, don't they? That one is numbered 225. D.D. Westbrook, that is a perfect 10. It's not a black label 10, but still, it is a 10 pristine card, a 10 autograph, and it is numbered 250. So I'm sure the Jags are happy to hit that one, even though I know you'd probably want Leonard Fournette, and I can't blame you. But we do pull, in general, there's a lot of D.D. Westbrook in 2017 football, so let's hope he turns out to be useful as well. Amara Darboh, 210 for the Seahawks. A little O.J. Howard. That one is 250. I believe that's the Bucks. And a Jake Butt printing plate, which we actually pulled a Jake Butt printing plate out of another case the other day. So there's only like 4 different colors for the printing plates. I think we've pulled 2 of them. So, of course, this is a 1 of 1. Jake Butt printing plate, so that's a nice nice hit as well. Oh, look at my Steelers pulling the hero of our game this week, TJ Watt. And that is graded a perfect 10 pristine card and 10 autograph, and that is a sweet little hit, numbered to 25. And the Steelers ought to be really happy with that one. TJ Watt's going to be, from the looks of it, he's going to be every bit as good as brother JJ. Certainly had an excellent first game against the Browns. We had a lot of rookies that played really well. Dalvin Cook was all over it last night for the Vikes as well. Jamal Williams to 15. A little Donnell Pumphrey. And that one is to 50. There's a second D.D. Westbrook. And that one is to 25. Our graded card here, Corey Davis, which I believe is to the Titans, if I'm remembering correctly. And that is a 9.5 gem mint card and a 10 autograph. And Corey Davis is numbered to 50. Hi, Raylan. How are things? You're the only one in chat tonight. Everybody's being uncharacteristically quiet this evening. Just kind of leave me talking to myself, although we all know I can talk to myself forever. Jeremy McNichols is numbered to 25. James Quick to 50. Deshaun Watson, that's making somebody happy. Have they announced yet? Does he have the start over Savage for the upcoming game? It hadn't been announced as of a few hours ago. May have been by now. That's to 15 on the nice little Deshaun Watson. And Jordan Leggett is our graded card. 9.5 gem mint, 10 grade on the autograph, numbered to 25. Ross, this is Leaf Valiant. This is the half case of Leaf Valiant. After we finish this, we'll be doing a half case of Absolute Football, 2017 Absolute Football, and after that, we will be doing a half case of 2017-18 Panini Contenders Basketball. There's a little Cooper Kupp for the Rams. That is numbered to 50. He had a good game, relatively speaking. I think he had the one drop, maybe. But Jared Goff had a good game, right? Gave us all a little hope for the Rams. Here's Curtis Samuel. And that, of course, is a redemption, so we don't know what that will be numbered to. I believe Curtis Samuel is a Panther. A little Mike Williams, numbered to 50. And our graded card is David. I never say this guy's name right. Is it Joku? Is that how you say it, guys? Maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. That is 9.5 gem mint card and 10 on the autograph, and it is numbered to 10. 6 of 10. So let's just recap our hits here. And again, for those of you who jumped in late, these will go to the team that drafted the player. If anybody in here turns out to be undrafted, it will go to the team that they subsequently signed with. So we're just going to kind of take one more quick look at our hits. Give everybody an opportunity to take a second glance at your card. You know that one's my favorite because, yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. I love my Steelers. And, you know, because TJ Watt is a defensive player, there's not really a lot of TJ Watt out there that I have found anyway. I mean, there's some. Certainly there's some, but I don't seem to see it. I don't see as much for him as I see for James Conner and some of our other rookies. I've seen a lot of James Conner recently. So I like seeing a little TJ. Oh, Christopher, is that your hit for the Steelers? Is that your TJ Watt? I'm jealous if it is. Well, I'm jealous whoever it belongs to, but I think it's particularly nice to pull the graded one. Saves you a step, right? There's one less thing you've got to send in to have graded, one less thing you have to pay for, and they're all guaranteed at 9.5 or higher. I mean, I'm a fan of Leaf Valiant for sure. That is yours. Okay, well, awesome. That is, congrats, man. That's an outstanding hit for the Steelers. That will bring us next into Absolute football, and we're going to do the same thing with Absolute that we did with Valiant. In that, we'll take all the boxes out, number them on the end, and let random.org decide which 5 we open tonight, because it also is a brand new case that we're starting tonight. So this is 5 boxes of 2017 Panini Absolute Football, half case break number 3. And of course, our end date's still the 12th, and our live stream schedule's still right now. Team names on the left, winning bidders across from it. We'll buzz down through here, give you a chance to see your name in lights. And if you're like me, refresh your memory so you maybe know what teams you have in here, because half the time I don't know what teams I have in something. If I bid on a bunch of stuff on any given night, sometimes I don't remember what I have where. And this is a gigantic case, like huge case, because it's long. I don't know really why they make them this way, but they do. So it'll take a minute to get all these boxes out of here and stacked up, and then same process as before. We'll number them, and then random will tell us which ones we open tonight versus which ones we open the next time. All right. We've pulled some nice things out of Absolute so far. And we have one half case that was just like a Steelers dream. I couldn't believe all of the Steelers we were pulling. They were all of our Hall of Famers. I mean, like Jack Ham, and it was just tremendous. And on top of that, they were low numbered. Most of them were 25 or less. As a matter of fact, I've just pulled a ton of Steelers in general. Jerseys, helmets, cards, everything in the last... I don't know, probably a week and a half. Pulled a ton of Steelers stuff, so you know how happy that makes me. Even though it doesn't get to stay here with me, I still enjoy pulling it and seeing it. All right, so 10 boxes make up our case. They're all in there. We're going to hit random, and the first 5 that come up will be the 5 we open tonight. So that looks like it is 9, 1, 5, 3, and 10. And you know me, I had to write those down because, yeah. Because I wouldn't remember that, probably. In the 5 seconds it would take me to get back over here, I would forget it. 9, 1, 5. I need 3. And I need 10. All right, so let's get these others out of the way. And same as with Valiant, you know, the rest of these will open in the, wait a minute, I need 10, don't I? We'll open in the back half of the break. Is that right? 1, 3, 5, 9, and 10. Yes, okay. I think the back half of this, the back half of Absolute, I think that break is probably already listed. I'm not 100% sure that it is, but I think it is. Now, the back half of Valiant, I don't really know if that's listed or not yet. I'm still way, I'm just all out of sorts this week, guys. With everything that happened last week, I kind of lost track of things and got myself all messed up, but we're about to be back on track. But as I said, I've got 2 nights this week where I have no breaks. I think it's Thursday night and Friday night, which I kind of hate to do. I like breaking, but I don't like you guys having to wait on your stuff longer than normal, nor do I like just feeling like I'm constantly behind. So I felt like taking those 2 nights would give us a chance to get sorted out again, and then I can go back to giving you estimated shipping dates that are accurate. So, as you can see, there is just an unbelievable amount of packaging for Absolute Football that they use. So it takes, oh, I don't know, about 100 years plus a day to get all this stuff out of here. Then we'll get to the fun part, but we have to do all of the not as fun part first, which is take it all out. Did I show you these are empty inside? I guess I should if I didn't. You see they each just hold, each of the little mini boxes hold one pack of 5 cards in them. There is a case hit for Absolute Football. Now, I don't know if we'll hit it tonight or if it'll show up in the boxes that we open in the next half of the break, but there is a case hit. It's a redemption always, and it's for a glass card, an actual card made out of glass. And if you've never gotten one of those, they're pretty cool, actually. I've never pulled one myself in a break, but I have bought some redemption cards on eBay before for players that I'm collecting for whatever, and you know, so I've gotten them that way. They're pretty cool when you get them. I know, this just takes forever, doesn't it? It just delays our gratification. Nobody likes that. I guess you saw the announcement today, iPhone 10. Of course, there's iPhone 8 and 8 Plus or whatever the regular ones are, but the big one everybody's talking about, of course, iPhone 10. Now it's going to be $999. So $1,000 for a cell phone. I mean, I kind of, you know, choked a little bit on paying the, whatever I paid for my last one. I don't remember what it was, $700 maybe for the Galaxy or something. I thought that was high. This is $1,000 for iPhone 10. I mean, for $1,000, that ought to be cleaning my house. That's all I'm saying. That is a lot of money for a phone. But we can't live without them these days, that is for sure. Me included. Finally, we're all out of the box. So let's start opening and see what we find. We'll find a bunch of numbered inserts and things in here, and this is one of them. It's to 499. Our rookie premier hit in here is Evan Ingram for the Giants. It's numbered to 299. You have materials on the left and right, a piece of the football in the middle. There's definitely some chipping and things. You can see corners and edges, all those little white spots and things are places where the paper has chipped or the card has some minor damage. And unfortunately, that's going to be the case with almost everything we pull out of here that's a thick card. That is to 100 for the Broncos. Marshawn Lattimore is to 325 for the Saints. I'm just trying to, I guess that focus looks all right. Sometimes after I adjust the focus, it'll look fine for one break, and then the next break it looks kind of weird, but... Gabe, you have not missed Contenders. It is after Absolute, which is what we are working on right now. And as soon as we finish up Absolute, we'll be on Contenders. This little advertising card, guys, and it has an 18% off at the NFL shop coupon. If anybody wants one of those, shoot me a message and let me know. That's to $4.99. Tariq Cohen for the Bears. And we have numbered to 99 for the Cowboys, Darren Woodson. A little materials hit, Julio Jones for the Falcons. That one also is numbered to 99. I'm going to change the angle of this just slightly because it seems like the cards are coming in a little low there for some reason. See if that makes it better. Probably from where I hit it earlier. We all know I'm just the picture of grace, right? That was a Panini Kid Reporter advertising card. Again, if anybody wants one of those codes for something, let me know. There is Joe Flacco for the Ravens. How about a little Corey Coleman for the Browns to 99. For the Patriots, Jimmy Garoppolo. And that one is also $2.99. Every time I see that, I always think, because we've pulled this card before, every time I see it, I think it's going to be Tom Brady, and then it turns out to be Jimmy Garoppolo. Which he's good in his own right, but it's the Tom Brady we all want, you know. Well, I shouldn't say we all. I collect Steelers cards, but you know what I mean. Doug Martin for the Bucks on the insert. For the Browns, Caleb Brantley to 325. That's a sticker auto. Most of these actually are sticker autos. Tools of the Trade, Carson Wentz to 99. A couple of material pieces on there. And then Tyrod Taylor and Jordan Reed. Again, advertising thing. Tariq Cohen again, this one to $4.99. Oh, wow, look at that, guys. Len Dawson, there's a Hall of Famer for the Kansas City Chiefs, numbered to 49, and that one is also a sticker auto. Fun little hit for the Chiefs. Followed by Tyreek Hill for the Chiefs, numbered to 25 on the materials hit. So Chiefs back-to-back in that pack. And then little Andrew Luck and Eli Manning. To $499 on the Michael Strahan for the Giants. Oh, that's a nice looking card. And look, guess who it is? Yeah, Amara Darboh. You guys break with me all the time. How many times have I said, every time I open something, this kid, I pull his cards like in a crazy amount. And here he is again, numbered to 25 with 3 pieces of material, 1 piece of the ball. That's a particularly nice little patch right there. You do have, again, some chipping and wear along your edges and corners, but that's overall nice little hit for the Seahawks. That is to 100 on that Tariq Cohen. And if anybody wants a one-touch for anything that you pull, not just tonight, but in general, shoot me a message over on eBay. I'm always happy to take care of that for you at my cost for the case and the PayPal fees. Most of the time it's around $3 a case. That's to $4.99 on the Tim Brown. Sometimes, you know, a little more if it's a weird kind of booklet case or something that has to be special ordered, but generally about that price. Well, how about some double Len Dawson? You have Len Dawson twins. So, Chiefs, you are killing it right now because there's another one. On top of the first Len Dawson, you have a pair of them now. And then we have TJ Yeldon, 225 for the Jags, which meanwhile the Jags just let out a collective groan because they wanted Leonard Fournette, and they got TJ Yeldon. Spectra came out this week because I'm a little behind on everything. I don't have it listed yet. That's to $4.99. But look for that to go up probably to end on Monday. There's another Jimmy Garoppolo, so you have a pair of those now. This one is numbered to 10. Nice little 5 of 10. And some interesting materials. I'm not sure what that one is. Maybe that's a piece of cleat or helmet, or I don't know what that is, but it's interesting anyway. And it's 5 of 10, and of course that one's also autographed. I didn't even mention that, but it is. Got a sticker auto up there at the top on the second Jimmy Garoppolo. That is to 175 for the Giants with the Sterling Shepard, and a little J.J. Watt and Corey Coleman. Shelton Gibson is to 499. Kenny Golladay, he's another one that had a really nice game. So Kenny Golladay to 399 for the Lions. And you know what? For some reason, I think that focus still just looks weird to me. I don't know why. I'm going to change it for a second and see if it looks better after that. I don't know why it's bugging me, but it is, and I don't think it's any different, so I think it's just in my head. But anyway, there's Kenny Golladay to $3.99 for the Lions with the signature triple materials, again with fabric on the left and right and the ball in the middle. That is numbered to 100 on the Michael Thomas. We are going to have our redemption for the glass card. I'm going to make you wait. Isn't that awful? I'm not going to flip it over yet. We're going to save it. Build up the suspense. Eric Dickerson for the Rams on that insert. For the Jets, Chad Hansen, numbered to 325. Tools of the trade for the Dolphins, old Dan Marino to 25. There's one you don't pull very often, and that's dirty and messed up, so I'm going to say this is probably game used. I like it when they're dirty. If they're game used, it is. Well, game used Dan Marino to 25. And honestly, like, who wants a game used thing if it doesn't have some blood, sweat, and tears on it? Dirt and grass stains or something. So I'm happy that at least one piece of your Dan Marino is all dirty. That is to 499 on the Ed Reed. Trubisky, the Bears are happy. The Bears are officially happy with your Mitch Trubisky to 100. Sticker auto on that one as well. Holy cow. Oh my. Boom. Dalvin Cook, Jumbo NFL Shield, 3 of 4. And after the game that kid just had, yeah, you're loving that, aren't you, Vikings? Sweet, sweet little hit for the Vikes. That would be a sweet hit, really, no matter what. But, yeah, 3 of 4, and that kid coming off of that kind of game. Oh, pretty. Pretty, pretty. Mike Wallace and Lamar Miller. There's Tre'Davious White to $4.99. Another redemption. We're going to set it over there. We'll get back to it in a minute. Johnny Unitas to 100 for the Colts. J.J. Watt and Jordan Matthews. Numbered to $4.99 on the Randy Moss for the Patriots. Oh, this is pretty as well. This is really nice looking materials here. Joe Mixon to 99 for the Bengals, and your piece of the football is quite nice, as is your patch on the right hand side. Nice little Joe Mixon hit. Marvin Harrison to 25 for the Colts. Hassan Reddick to 325 for the Cardinals. And then Amari Cooper. And the Pack have an insert here with Eddie Lacy, who of course is not even with them anymore, but I guess it can remind you of times past, right? Steve Tasker for the Bills, $2.99. A little Jameis Winston to 99 for the Bucks. They could have given us a second color on that material, but yeah, they stuck us with red on both places. Little chipping I see, particularly in the lower right, but of course, you guys know that's part of it. Part of it, unfortunately. That's why it's so nice to pull those graded cards out of a Valiant that we opened earlier, because those are all guaranteed to be 9.5 or higher. Adrian Peterson for the Vikings. Of course, he's moved on as well, but not on that card. Absolute Ink Jim Zorn for the Seahawks. That is to 99. That's one of your nice retired players. Not sure if he's Hall of Fame yet or not, but probably. Corey Coleman and Cody Kessler to 99 for the Browns with the dual materials. And then Robert Woods and Jameis Winston. Now, let's see what we've got here. James Conner, nice one for my Pittsburgh Steelers. And that we will pull up, of course, on the checklist. I know it's the Steelers. You know it's the Steelers, but I'm still going to verify it. I'll also see if it happens to tell us what it's going to be numbered to. And then our redemption for the glass insert, Deshaun Kaiser. Nice. Browns are happy. Browns have pulled a lot of stuff, and now they've pulled that too. So let's roll over to the checklist. Give me 1 second to pull that up and verify it. I mean, we know it's Browns and Steelers, but I verify everything that is a redemption on the checklist because I just prefer to do it that way. I think that way there's never any question. All right, so what is the card set on? Card number 41. And these are all, I guess, open edition. None of them, you know, show that there's any quantity next to them. So I'm going to assume that there's, I mean, obviously we know the quantity is limited because they're case hits, but we don't know how many there are for each player. And then let me get into Rookie Premier Material Auto Spectrum. Oh, it takes forever to go down through here. Autos Spectrum. Here we go. And what card number is James? 238. That one is going to be numbered to 99. So nice little hit there for my Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's recap our hits out of Absolute before we move on to the next break. We'll buzz back through these again. Redemption for the Steelers on the James Conner materials and signature. The glass insert for the Browns with the Deshaun Kaiser. Pretty jumbo NFL shield for Dalvin Cook for the Vikings, number 3 of 4, and that's just an awesome looking card. Really like that one a lot. Then let's well, we'll go ahead and go through the ones that don't have materials attached to them. And since we've already looked at the back of all these the first time through, we're just going to buzz through the front of them this time. And that has those ready to go. These are the ones, of course, that have our materials. Browns had Browns had some good stuff come out tonight. Actually, there's a lot of teams that had nice hits tonight. Kenny Golladay. But you know, surprisingly, considering that Fournette has an exclusive with Panini, I really would expect to pull him more often than we do out of their products. I mean, we pull in some, a reasonable amount, but it just seems like we would pull in more, right? Because of the exclusive, but yet we don't. So, I don't know. What's going on with that? That will bring us next into the back half of a case of Draft Contenders basketball. So this is 6 boxes of 2016. It's not 16, 17. It's 17, 18. See, sometimes my brain just goes into autopilot on me when I'm filling out the titles on these. But yeah, let's fix that. So it is 1 box of 2017-18 Panini Draft Contenders basketball. This is half case break number 2. Of course, all of this ended tonight as well. And we will buzz down through here, let you take a look at what teams you have. Oh, Marty Marr, I see. I didn't even, you know what? I did all the cut and paste to do this spreadsheet. And I just do it on such autopilot. I didn't even notice that Marty Marr was in this break until just now when I scroll down through here. Is that not awful? I know, it's terrible. It's like you just park in neutral and just do things from muscle memory sometimes. Anyway, it's good to see you, Marty Marr. I don't think I saw you on Saturday. I don't remember seeing you in those breaks. Maybe I did, but maybe you were in there and I just am not completely remembering it. Gingerbread Will, you say when you buy the Browns, you get nothing. And when you don't buy the Browns, they go crazy. Well, you know what? That happens to all of us sometimes. It is a frustrating situation for sure when that happens. But I will say from just my experience of opening things, I've seen a lot of nice Browns and Bengals this year. More so than maybe I do in some years. I think in general, we've pulled a lot of nice Browns out of 2017 products. I mean, sure, you know, like you say, it's not going to be every single break, but oh, you know what? Before I even open that pack, let's do one other thing here in case we need to reference it real quickly. So again, for those of you who may have jumped in after the fact, there's an area at the bottom of every single listing, and it's called the Special Circumstances section, and it deals with things like this, collegiate team or collegiate uniform. So we're going to pull some rookie cards out of here tonight, and you will see that this says player-specific rookie card, meaning, you know, not something that just came in and said, you know, draft selection 1 or whatever. That's what player-specific means. So the player is going to be in the college uniform, college team name, etc., etc. It's going to be awarded to the team that initially drafted the player, even if the player was immediately traded to another team. Player must be a rookie in the year the product was released to meet this criteria. So, of course, this is 2017-18 products, so we're dealing with our most recent draft, 2017-18. And again, you will see there that's going to go to the team that initially drafted the player, even if they were immediately traded. So that's a key kind of thing to know. And then, of course, you can see it also talks about, you know, if they're undrafted spots and things like that. Honestly, I haven't found any undrafted rookies in the first half of this case. I don't really think we're going to find any tonight. But if we do, when I'm sorting it, if I do find rookies that were undrafted that also have not signed with a team in the interim, then I will do a quick little random, which I will also do live and record and all that, and would award them to somebody. But since I didn't find any in the first half of the case, I kind of doubt I'm going to find any in the second half either. We're going to find 6 autographs per box, so it's going to be 1 per pack. And there are some veteran autographs on the checklist for this too. It's not all 100% rookie. And they also did a little product redesign. You'll see our players that are not rookies, our veteran players, are in their pro uniforms. In past seasons, it has often been everybody in a collegiate uniform, including our regular players, but that is not so in this one. It's only going to be our rookies in the collegiate uniforms, which is actually kind of nice. And this is Damian Dotson, numbered to 99, is the first one out. De'Aaron Fox, Josh Jackson. There's always going to be that little set of inserts right there in the middle that deal with our rookies, and then everything else around it in each of these packs are our veteran players. So that's kind of how each pack is set up. And I tell you, I'm excited about our rookie class this year. I think they're going to be pretty good. There is Rab. That one is unnumbered. Of course, you never know till they actually take the floor and show us what they've got. But in general, I think we're probably looking at a pretty good rookie class in basketball this year. Sindarius Thornwell, and that one is also unnumbered. These are all sticker autos, by the way. Unless I flag one as being otherwise, you can assume that everything we see in here is a sticker. There's a little Kawhi Leonard, numbered to 99 on the variation, the draft ticket variation. Tony Bradley is our signature. That one is numbered to 99. Oh, a little Ben Simmons. Definitely be glad to get him on the court. See what he's going to bring to the table. Tyler Lydon. As a whole, though, I'm a fan of the way they've redesigned the product. I prefer the way they have it set up now to the way it used to be with everybody in collegiate uniforms. Dennis Smith Jr., DJ Wilson, and Juwan Evans. All right, that is box number 1. I'm going to take these base cards and stack them over on the sorting mat so that they are not in our way as I manage to hit the camera again. I seem to be super talented in that regard tonight. I think it's the second time I've popped into it. Scott, that was box number 1 of the 6 boxes for Contenders Basketball, Draft Contenders Basketball. And of course, I do recap all of the hits at the end of the break, so if you missed the first part of it, you can still catch it in the recap, all of the hits anyway. No, I wouldn't say there's anything tremendous out of box number 1 so far. You know, in this break, if you mean, I'm assuming you mean in this break, not in the football breaks that we did earlier. Definitely had some very nice hits in the football breaks earlier, for sure. Draft ticket variation, that is to 99 on the Vince Carter. Josh Jackson, that's a nice one coming out. That one is to 20, excuse me, that one is to 25, and that one, guys, is an on-card auto. There's no sticker auto happening there with Josh Jackson's nice little hit. Terrence Ferguson, and is Terrence numbered? I guess he is not. Australian player. Oh, and that's followed by another Jayhawk. This one, Frank Mason III. I think that's also a pretty solid hit. That one again is a sticker. It kind of looks like it's on card, but it is not. It is a sticker as well. I mean, honestly, they only had a handful of players that they did their little premiere with that will have on-card autos. So a lot of the stuff in here will be stickers. Tyler Dorsey. There's a little Lonzo game day ticket insert. I think everybody's excited to see him play. Of course, I'm excited to see how De'Aaron does up with the Kings. I think the Kings have put together a really nice group of players. Not just rookies, but they made some trades to get in some veterans to go around them as well. And I think the Kings might be pretty good. I hope they are anyway. Edmund Sumner. And that's mostly because, you know, I've got one of my UK guys up there, De'Aaron Fox. Actually, I've got 3 of them up there now. As Willie Cauley-Stein is there, and so is Scal. Jaron Blossom game. Frank Jackson, TJ Leaf. All right, this is box number 3 of 6. So it's kind of the halfway point. Once we get finished with it anyway, we'll be at the halfway point of this. All my various devices keep trying to have the screen go to sleep. They're not fully cooperating with me tonight. Oh, boom. Ho, ho, ho. Sixers. How happy are you right now? Yeah, there's your Markel. On-card auto. I wish it was numbered for you, but I know you're happy to have it regardless. Maybe a little tiny bit of chipping down here on your lower corners. Nothing too drastic, but there are couple little spots of white on either corner. But Markel is a nice little hit. So now we're rolling. A redemption that isn't from Creighton or a Bulls rookie. Yeah, I don't know. You know, we'll put that's out in the universe. We'll see what we can conjure for you. That is $2.99 on the LeBron James draft ticket variation. Here comes Josh Hart. I don't know that I've pulled any redemptions out of contenders myself. Obviously, you've seen some come out, and they must have all been players from Creighton, I'm guessing, right? Based on what you've written there in chat. Jonathan Motley. Frank Jackson. It's a nice one as well. So now I thought for a minute that was on card, but it's not. It's sticker. Of course, really, we don't we don't know for sure if any of them are nice until we see these guys play. But based on what we know right now, anyway, we can hazard a few semi-educated guesses and hope that we're right. Isaiah Hartenstein, and that one is numbered to 99. It's on the draft ticket variation, of course. I think we pulled Hartenstein a couple of times in the last break as well. He seems to show up quite often. If you're wondering, I'm stacking all the college stuff. All the ones where they're in the college uniforms are off to one side, and the ones that are regular sort to that side try to help us get through it a little faster when it's time to ship. Jordan Bell. As you guys know, I'm a little behind due to the circumstances of last week, so I figure anything we can do to get a leg up and get the ball rolling on this so I can get it out to you faster, the better. So this is box number 4 that we're starting right now. The only 2 redemptions you've seen are for Patton and for Lauri Markkanen. But you know what? Lauri Markkanen, though, Lauri Markkanen would not go to the Bulls, though, would he? Because wasn't he traded to the Bulls, but originally drafted by somebody else? I'm trying to think. Who took Lauri Markkanen originally? Lauri Markkanen would be a Timberwolf. Would not be a Bull in this break anyway. Because again, you know, as I put up a while ago, and all the stuff that's in the special circumstances area as well, but I put it up on the screen so we could all see it and talk about it. These, because they're in their collegiate uniform, they're going to go to the team that drafted them initially, even if they were traded. So, yeah, no, he is not a Bull in this break. He is a Timberwolf. Yeah, I mean, all that again, Scott, all of that is in the listing. It's all down there at the bottom in the whole section that talks about collegiate uniforms, and it's all right in there, Jaron Blossom game, as to how those cards are distributed and assigned. And of course, you know, that's there to be, so you guys can look at it before you bid and all that. But we also did, I think you maybe weren't on yet, we put it up earlier on the screen and kind of talked through it as well, just so everybody would be on the same page. And speaking of redemptions, there is one, so you might have conjured up your guy from Creighton. We'll find out here in a minute if that's what happened. Maybe we shouldn't have talked about him. We should have talked about the one you wanted to hit instead of the one you didn't want to hit, because maybe the universe is going to deliver us the wrong one. This is to 99 on the Russell Westbrook. Sterling Brown next out. You know, I don't know a whole lot about Patton, so I don't know. I'm not as familiar with him. I haven't watched him much, so but I will take your word for it that he's going to be good. There is Kawhi Leonard to, does that say 23? It does. Kawhi Leonard to 23. And that's the cracked ice variation of the season ticket variation as well, with the cracked ice design, I should say, for the Spurs. There's a little Luke Kennard to 99. This is just like the entire Duke team, I think we have practically pulled. Haven't pulled Harry Giles yet, but I think we pulled all the rest of them just about. Meanwhile, I still want to see De'Aaron Fox come out. I wouldn't mind seeing Malik Monk either. There's another Rab. We pulled a couple of Bam Adebayos out of, I think, the last break. But you guys, most of you probably know, I went to school at UK, so I always kind of like to watch my UK players wherever they go. So I don't really have teams that I prefer in the NBA. I just like teams that have some of my UK players on them. Dwayne Bacon again. Unlike in football, where I'm diehard Pittsburgh. All about my Steelers in football. Although I will admit, I do still have a soft spot for the teams that have a UK player, like the Packers with Randall Cobb and stuff like that. So, all right, our redemption. There you go. There's your Justin Patton. You called it. You conjured it up and called it. So let's, well, you know what? That's only going to have him on the checklist as, what am I trying to say? It's only going to have him on the checklist as his college team. But of course, he was drafted by the Bulls and then traded to the Timberwolves. But because he was drafted by the Bulls, he goes to the Bulls. So we'll go ahead and mark him, set him over there for later. And this will bring us to box number 5. Oh, he didn't start playing until his junior year, and he was 6'1", and then he... Oh, how tall is he now then? So you say he blew up. How tall did he get? I don't know how he's not... I mean, I'm sure at some point I watch a pretty good amount of college basketball. In fact, I watch more college basketball than I do NBA, probably. So I'm sure I must have seen Justin Patton play at some point, but for some reason it's not ringing that bell in my head. Oh, he's a 7-footer now. Dang. Well, he should definitely make some noise in that case. Sometimes those guys that have the big growth spurts have a hard time dealing with their newfound height. But if he's already got that under control, he'll probably be pretty good then. There's a little Sterling Brown there, who I know we've pulled at least once already, if not more than. Which brings me back to my same old argument with Panini and Topps and all of them. Why can't they do a better job randomizing? Frank Mason, we've pulled him once already, I believe, in here. Now you're going to have a pair of Frank Mason as well. Malik. Oh, he's a poor man's Karl Anthony Towns. Hey, man, I love my big cat. I don't think there's not another one like my big Karl Anthony Towns. I love that guy. That's to 99 on the Steph Curry draft ticket variation for the Warriors. Thomas Bryant. Jason Tatum, Markelle. Nigel Williams-Goss. I still haven't learned what teams drafted all of our rookies this year. Some of them I can remember, some of them I still cannot. It'll be so much easier once I start seeing them in their pro uniforms. You can remember them, at least I can remember them much easier then. DJ Wilson to 99. But we're not far. I'm sure there's, well, I really don't know. I start saying I'm sure there's another 2017-18 basketball product right around the corner, but it's actually Impeccable Basketball that's next, I think, and it's oddly enough, 16-17. So they're putting out 16-17 and 17-18 products simultaneously. Another redemption. We'll see if it's going to be your guy again. Let me back up here for 1 second. This card, I just want to draw your attention to this because you'll see he's in a Knicks uniform, but it's a card for the Cavaliers, and it will note there that when he was traded, or actually I might have held that upside down, when he was traded to the Cavs, and of course it'll show the Cavs on the back, but I wanted to point that out because sometimes when I'm flipping through things, you might just see the uniform, and then if you don't get that card, you're like, hey, why didn't I get that Derrick Rose card? That's why, because it's actually for the Cavs, and if it's noted on there that it's for the Cavs, then that's what's going to happen. And yeah, you did get another Justin Patton. Although this one, was the other one a variation? It was variation B. This one is cracked ice, so that's going to be even better. We'll go into the checklist at the end of the break and see what those are going to be numbered to, because I expect that they will, cracked ice should be numbered to 23, I think. I don't think they're numbered higher than that. But the other variation, I'm not sure what it'll be numbered to. But the checklist should tell us. All right, so this is the 6th and final box in this half case of Contenders that we are getting ready to look through. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Scott. I believe that it is going to be to 23. I'm pretty sure cracked ice, all of them I think are to 23. There's Wesley, I can't say his last name. So, yeah. We're just going to go with Wesley. My good friend Wesley. Oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. There's another example of a trade. Chris Dunn, of course, in his T-Wolves uniform, goes to the Bulls. I have a lot of fun doing the breaks. I enjoy trading cards. I collect myself. I've collected for years. Juwan Evans. Some of you have probably heard me talk about before that I traded with some of my cousins when I was quite young, and I talked him out of a Johnny Bench rookie card and some other stuff. Of course, this was a long, long time ago. And I saw him, the cousin that I got the Johnny Bench rookie card from, I saw him at my grandmother's funeral this week, and I hadn't seen him in, I don't even remember the last time, probably when my grandfather died 10 or so years ago. And I reminded him about that Johnny Bench rookie card. He's like, he's like, I can't believe I gave that to you. That's worth a lot of money now. Alec Peters. I was like, hey, well, A, we were kids, and B, it's probably not worth a lot of money now because when I was a kid, I carried the thing around with me. I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't take good care of it. So if I had, yeah, it'd be worth some good money, but I didn't. But I still have it for sentimental reasons as much as anything else. Jason Tatum, as our march through Duke University graduates continued. Well, they're not all graduates, but you know what I mean. Alumni, I should say. That's to 99 on the Jason Tatum draft ticket variation. Duke's going to have another nice class. They got on board with Coach Cal's one and done philosophy a few years ago, and they've been burning it up ever since. How about a little Russell Westbrook, numbered to 5, 3 of 5 season ticket for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And we have another cracked ice to 23 with the Andrew White. And actually what I might do when we recap this, I might just pull up the draft list, and then that way I could tell if we do have anybody that was undrafted, and we could deal with the random tonight. If we do, I don't know that we'll find anybody, but there are a couple of names in here that aren't ringing a bell right off the top of my head anyway. All right, so that has contenders wrapped up. We're going to go to the checklist on these two first, see if we can figure out what especially the other one is numbered to. And then after we do that, we will buzz back through our hits, and I might just pull up the draft list and we'll go down through it with the cards. In the meantime, I can't see chat right at this moment. If you guys are saying anything in chat, I'm just pulling up the checklist because I want to see what all this comes up to tell us. And again, I'm 99.9% sure that this is going to say to 23. College Cracked Ice Ticket Variation C. I mean, there's so many of these that you've got to scroll through to try to find the one you want. College ticket. Come on, where are you? Cracked Ice Ticket Variation. But it doesn't say. That's weird. I mean, it doesn't say what. Well, they are all to 23, so we are right about that. It is to 23. Now let's see what this one, College Ticket Variation B, let's see what that's all about. RPS, College Ticket Variation B. All right, so it appears to be an open edition. There's no numbering on the checklist at all, so I'm assuming that's open edition. And that as well was to 23, the Cracked Ice one was. Then we have our Russell Westbrook to 5, Steph Curry to 99, Kawhi Leonard Cracked Ice to 23, Russell Westbrook to 99, LeBron to 99, Vince Carter to 99, and another Kawhi Leonard, that one to 99. So those are out of the way. And that's going to bring us to this little fun stack. Oh, and Mark is telling me Andrew White III was undrafted. Okay, so then we probably will end up having to go to random to deal with that tonight. We'll buzz through these here and see what I can find about. Tony Bradley was originally drafted by the Lakers. Now, I know he was traded, but again, remember the listing says that these will go to the team that originally drafted it, even if they were immediately traded. So this Tony Bradley is going to the Lakers. And then Andrew White is the one that we are saying is undrafted. Is that correct? Let me just set him down there for a second. And what am I trying to... Well, I'm trying to get to round 2. There we go. Gosh, I couldn't figure out how to do that. And just making sure I don't see. I'm sure you are correct. And you are. So we'll set Andrew White aside. He'll end up going to random. And of course, we know Jason Tatum was drafted. Alec Peters was drafted. And Juwan Evans was definitely drafted. Wesley, I'm sure Wesley was drafted. Yeah, he's the Magic, right? I think he's the Magic. DJ Wilcox, I know he was drafted, although I don't remember to where. Nigel Williams-Goss was. Thomas Bryant, that's another one I don't remember if he is or if he isn't. I think he is, but... And again, if you guys are typing it all furiously into chat, I can't see that right now while I'm doing this. Okay, so Thomas Bryant was originally drafted by the Jazz. even though he was subsequently traded, goes to the team that originally drafted. So that is the Jazz. And then, of course, we know Frank Mason was drafted. He's Kings. Sterling Brown, I'm pretty sure was drafted. Yeah, he is. He's a Sixer. Dwayne Bacon, I know was. Ivan Rabb, yes. Luke Kennard, yes. Yes. Blossom Game, yes. Jordan Bell. Frank Jackson. Josh Hart. There's the Fultz. Edmund Sumner. I don't remember him either. I mean, I'm sure he was, but yeah, he was drafted by the Pelicans. So that goes to New Orleans. Tyler Dorsey, Frank Mason again, Terrence Ferguson. Where's good old Terrence Ferguson? Where are you, Terrence Ferguson? I'm just scrolling looking for him. Oh, he's the Thunder. Good grief, I should have remembered that. Josh Jackson, Dennis Smith, Tyler Lydon, Tony Bradley, Sindarius Thornwell, Ivan Rabb again, and Dotson. Okay, so we do have just the one guy that's going to random. This is Andrew White III because he was undrafted. Let me see if he has signed with anybody in the interim. And let's see, I've got to go to another page to look that up. But assuming that he is also unsigned at this moment, like undrafted and unsigned, then yes, we'll put him into random. If he's undrafted but he has subsequently signed with another team, then, you know, we'll send him where he should go. But yeah, and it looks like he signed with the Boston Celtics. He signed a one-year deal with the Boston Celtics. So that means that that he does have a home. And, oh, I see. Oh, there's a whole bunch of chats now that I'm back over here. So, Ferguson, somebody said who Ferguson was and etc. So, all right, guys. So that's Andrew White. This Andrew White III, he has signed a deal with the Boston Celtics. So we're going to send Andrew White III off to the Boston Celtics. It said that he signed, I Googled it, guys, and it just says that he signed a one-year deal with the Boston Celtics, partially guaranteed contract, etc. So that's, you know, I pulled up enough to know where he needed to go on the Andrew White. All right, guys. So again, anybody that missed it at the beginning, I know people jump in and out. I am still behind on the shipping because of my grandmother passing last week. I am getting caught up as quickly as I can. I do have a couple of nights this week where I'm not breaking, and I hope that will get me back on track. In the meantime, I will get this to you as soon as I possibly can, and hopefully in a few days I'll be able to go back to giving you estimated dates that are good and solid. So. And that is it for tonight. Guys, I thank you so much. I appreciate you breaking with me and hanging out and chatting and keeping me company and all that other stuff. And I hope I will see you again soon. We'll have most of the new basketball products. I always get the football and baseball, and we stay pretty busy. So hopefully I'll have something else you like, and I'll see you again soon. In the meantime, have a great night. Have a great rest of your week, and take care. Bye-bye.